Are you a new mom trying to navigate through the journey of motherhood? Stay tuned because this podcast is designed for you. My name is Precious Lion Okolade, and I'll be your host through this podcast. So welcome to the first episode. This is a podcast designed to speak on topics regarding pregnancy, postpartum, motherhood, and other things. So our guest today is the beautiful and amazing Thelma Bassey Subiri. She's a fashion illustrator based in Abuja, Nigeria, as well as a first-time mom, right? She's also navigating and enjoying motherhood all together. So hi, Thelma Bassey. Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you, Precious. Thanks for having me. I'm super delighted to be here.
Yes, we are happy to have you here as well. Okay, so the first thing I would like to talk about on this podcast is you sharing your birth and pregnancy experience, because I know being a first-time mom is not easy. You know, we see our parents be parents, or we see our mom being a mom. You see, she's running up and down, trying to arrange the house, trying to just be a mother, but we don't know what it's like until we experience it for the first time. So I'd like to know, for you, what was your pregnancy and your birth experience like?
Okay, so first of all, my pregnancy journey was absolutely beautiful, thank God. You know, I had some issues my first trimester, but it was nothing like health complicating. Do you understand? I just had the whole morning sickness, headache. I actually did have some form of depression during my first trimester. I lost all, sense of purpose, everything.
Imagine.
Yeah. But then as the pregnancy went on, second trimester, I realized that, okay, there's still hope. The world is still beautiful. You can still experience different things. So, I went into my second trimester, my third trimester. And one thing I know that I did a whole lot was that I ate. I ate
Please,
a lot.
it's okay to eat. It is okay to eat.
But let me tell you the results. My baby was 3.8 kg.
Oh my God.
Yes.
3.8
kg. I can't really say if it was because of the food I was eating, even though I know it had an effect somehow.
Okay.
But my stomach was so big. My doctor even told me, he was like, I need to ask you, how big is your husband? Because the baby I'm seeing is so big. And I want to believe it. I know, probably genes and all, but
yes,
I ate a lot. I ate anyhow. Nobody can tell me, don't eat. I will eat to my satisfaction. Okay.
Oh my God,
and
very
then
important.
I had when I was anyway, I had to actually use epidural because when labor came, the pain started, and I actually told God. So I was supposed to be due, I think August 16.
Okay.
But I had heard that first time pregnancies, they either come 2 weeks earlier or 2 weeks later. So my sister had a baby, and I was already tired of the pregnancy. When you get to that third trimester, you're tired,
exactly.
You are weak, you can't do anything.
Let this baby just come out.
I told God, I said, God, I'm actually ready for this baby to come. So I remember that morning, I played some new songs, I was dancing vigorously. That afternoon, my labor started. Even though I didn't know it was labor, but I found out that the kicks were, it was stronger and more prominent, And then I started recording the time. By midnight, I saw that the pain was serious. I started seeing this, I don't know if it's mucus plug. Yes. I saw all of that. I was like, okay, it's like this thing is happening. By early in the morning, midnight-ish, I went to the hospital because I couldn't take the pain again. My husband was like, that I should go to the hospital. I went to the hospital, and when they checked me, they said, you're not even dilated. I'm like, what? They said, I have to wait till I'm at least 4 centimeters dilated before they admit me. I said, Jesus, so I'm going to go back with this pain. I went back. By like 8, 9, I couldn't take it again. I said, I'm going to sleep in the hospital. I went back there. When they checked me, they said, okay, you are 4 centimeters dilated. We can admit you.
Oh, amazing.
They admitted me. I was just like they gave me the whole ball balloon. I was rolling. I could not hear anybody. My mom came. I was like, please. They came to give me different options. There are options before epidural.
Can you imagine?
I said, I don't want to hear anything. Just give me the epidural. I can't, because when my sister put to bed, I was telling her, you don't have to use epidural. You can do it. She looked at me. She said, it's because you're not in my shoe. If you're in my shoe,
you would understand.
So when I saw how calm she was after they gave her epidural, I said, wow. So when I was in my own, I said, please just give me, I don't want to hear anything, just give me epidural. So they gave me the epidural. When they gave me, I was calm, I slept. It was like they were just treating me.
Oh my God.
Hotel vacation in the hospital. So it was really nice. And then my baby came, I pushed. The doctors were very experienced. You know, I actually did have midwives deliver me of my baby. They were so experienced. So all of that came, I gave birth. Thank God I was out of the hospital, but then I came back home. In fact, the moment I took my baby from the hospital and went home, I put her on the bed and I said, God,
how did I push?
Not even how did I push. I was like, God, so is this it? How am I, a child, supposed to take care of it?
Of a child, my sister.
How am I going to do this? God, this is a whole human being. On my hand. What am I going to do? I was so confused. I said, God, please help me.
No.
You know, and all the rush of emotions, all of that. And now I understand how easy it is for people to slip into postpartum depression. You understand?
Very true.
It's not easy at all. So, I mean, and then again, one last thing I want to add, sorry. Nobody told me about your first poop after you give birth. So because I pushed, I had the 2nd degree tear. So they had to stitch me. But nobody told me about taking stool softeners or anything. And they told me that I had to urinate before they discharged me. If I don't urinate, they are not going to discharge me. So I urinated. Urinating was not an issue.
Okay.
But when I got home, oh my God, to poo. It was so horrible. I cried.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God.
But eventually, I was able to. So anytime I see a mom who is going to give birth or anything, I always tell them, remember, you're going to poo-poo. So take
softener, please.
Take a lot of liquids or anything. Just have in mind that that's going to happen so that you will not just be eating anything, you know.
You want like bread or
yam. No, please. No.
Oh, that's amazing. It's really amazing to hear your birth and pregnancy experience and like people like me. Anyways, I don't know if I want to talk about my story right now, but we thank God for your story and it's amazing. So one other thing I would like to know, right, is what shocked you the most about being a first mom? For me, having to stay awake at night. Oh my God. Like, you know, you have a baby, right? It's understandable, but can the baby not cry at night so we can all sleep as one happy family? Or the fact that you have to wake up every 45 minutes or every 1 hour to feed your baby, right? So I think that was one thing for me that sort of frustrated me. So, but for you, what was that thing that shocked you the most about being, like, you weren't prepared for, that just happened and you're like, what is this, please?
Okay. First of all, the whole attention goes from you
to
the baby.
Very true.
No, that's
Very true.
That's not even the biggest part. So, like I said, my sister had her baby 5 weeks before me. So I literally used her to know, okay, this is what happens after you put to bed. But it's not for everybody. But my sister's baby had colic.
Oh.
So we were not sleeping at night. She will cry. Oh my God. She will cry. You will be frustrated as the mom.
I can
as
imagine.
Everybody that is taking care of the baby will be frustrated
as
Do you
well.
understand? So, and then I could understand how nannies get into beating children. Do you understand?
Yes.
But, I mean, you can discipline yourself and say... but it happens when you're not a mom. If you're not a mother, you will not understand that feeling. Do you understand? So... that shock of colic, and the annoying thing about it is that there's nothing you can do about it.
There's nothing you can do.
You just have to let it wear off on its own. So all of that was just so stressful. Another thing was, you know, this mom guilt. Mom guilt.
Like you're not doing enough.
Yes. So my own experience was that when I first gave birth, before my baby was even up to a month, she had catarrh.
Oh my God.
That was a traumatic time for me. I'm literally seeing my tiny baby. She can't breathe. She's struggling to breathe. I said, God, how does she know? Does she know she's going to breathe with her mouth? And she cannot blow out. The babies can't blow out until I heard that they're 3 years or something before they can start to blow
properly.
Out. Yeah. I was just like, God, please, if you gave me a cane, I would beat myself because when my mom always say, cover your baby, I'm like, it's hot.
Heat rashes.
Yes,
There's heat rashes.
Now the heat rashes
It's better.
All of that. So I had so much guilt when my baby had catarrh. I was like, God, please, I will never. After then, I will cover you. If you like sweat, if you like burning inside.
The heat is better, please.
Yeah, you're gonna be covered. So
yes.
I mean, that was such a traumatic time for me. I remember one night I had to, I slept sitting down with my baby on my chest because when she lies down, she can't breathe well.
Oh, yes.
Because of the blockage. So I had to carry her up. It was not funny.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
Thank God that phase is over now.
Very over.
Thank God it's over and you've learned your lesson. At least we've all learned from that. Even I have learned not to expose, because I mean, my mom then, when we newly gave birth to my baby, right? My mom would wear cap, overall, mittens, socks. I'm like, Mommy, if I started seeing heat rashes on my baby's body, and I'm like, Mommy, this heat rashes, please now, let small air, even me, I am hot. He said, no, they are used to the womb. They don't worry, they are okay. That heat rashes, when kata hold the pikin, you would prefer, that heat rashes. So now that I'm hearing this from you, so I think, kudos to my mom, please.
Yes,
kudos. Thank you, Mommy, for standing your ground. Okay, so I know you're a career person. I know you're into fashion illustration, and I know how demanding it can be. So I'd like to know how you shuffle between career and the things you do and being a mom, especially with the fact that you're a first-time mom. If you've been a mother before, it's easier to, navigate and, okay, I did this before, I can do it again. But how has it been since you gave birth to your child?
Okay, so let's just even start with during the pregnancy.
Okay.
I was working in a government organization, and I had planned to quit my job. I just got married. I think 3 months into my marriage, I had planned to quit my job. So the 2 days before my last day in the office, I found that I was pregnant.
Wow.
And it was just devastating for me because please, you guys don't come for me because I'm not against. I know children are a gift from God and all of that, but I kind of already planned my life. If my mommy hears this, she's going to laugh at me because she said, "What are you planning? What are you this?" But let's be honest, there's a lot of things you need to plan before deciding to have a child. But okay, let's not even go to that topic.
True.
So I had planned that, I'm not ready to have a child. I wanted to navigate my career and all of that. I had actually quit my job to go and study and to do my fashion business, my brand and all of that. And then the
baby
pregnancy came. And with the pregnancy came depression. I didn't do any, so my life was just waking up, just lie on the bed, all of that.
Can you imagine?
I was able to navigate myself. And even at that, I couldn't do much. I would do most of the time I was just relaxing, just resting. I couldn't do much. Now, when I had my baby, oh my God, the mothers around me were always telling me, enjoy yourself now. That because I'll complain, this pregnancy, I can't wait for the baby to come out, blah blah blah. They say, enjoy yourself now, because when that baby comes,
oh my God,
I say, now when the baby comes, I'll be able to be free.
You'll be free,
my dear. The baby came. I could not do much. Even right now, I'm still, I have multiple interests, which I tried at certain times. In fact, I was doing makeup at some point, but during the pregnancy, I realized when I'm standing, I start to feel as if I want to pass out. I'm tired. I had to stop that one. Then market runs, going to get fabrics, blah, 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 going to service clients. It was not just working for me. And even as I gave birth and, with my baby, still trying to figure out the whole fashion thing, go to market. It wasn't easy under the rain. I don't have a nanny. I'm taking care of my baby alone. So, I just had to tell myself, you have to stop this. You have to stop this. My pastor said something to me once. He said, you can have everything, but you can't have everything at once.
Yes.
And I feel like that was just a guiding moment for me.
Yeah, just the word you needed at that time.
So I told myself, yes, I want this thing, but I can't have it now. Obviously, my baby comes first.
Yeah, obviously.
So I had to think, what is that one thing I have that will not require me to be going to the market that I can just stay in the comfort of my house
And do.
And that's what I just decided to go with, and that's my fashion illustration. So I still haven't figured everything out, but as time goes, you figure out what works best for you.
Yes.
Yeah, so I think that's how I was able to navigate it.
Wow, that's, I don't know what to say. That's amazing. Like, I can imagine, shuffling between career and having a baby. It's one thing, they would say that when it's just you and your husband, it's easier for you to figure life out and everything.
And most of the time now, we now understand when they say mothers are usually the ones that let go of their dreams to allow their families to thrive.
But anyways, we are happy that with the new generation, we don't have to let go of our careers. We have understanding men out there.
Yes.
And we thank God for the husbands that he has given to us. They're very understanding and they would push us with our career and everything. Yes. So we just thank God for everything, right? And the last question I would like to ask you now is, how did you handle family and friends visiting newborn and setting boundaries? I remember when I was pregnant and I was talking to my mother-in-law about how I don't want anybody that's coming to visit has to use hand sanitizer. They have to, stay far away from the baby. The baby has to be shielded. I was even telling my husband, the baby has to be protected. I don't want anybody coming to hold my baby, everybody holding my baby and everything. And, it seemed like a difficult topic to talk about because, let's not lie, we are Africans, we are Nigerians. You can't come and visit. I can't come and visit your baby and you're saying I have to we know ourselves. I have to sanitize my hand first. So how did you live with all of that? This is just like the final question, really.
Okay, so I had women who had obviously put to bed before me, around me.
Okay.
I asked this particular question. So one of them told me, she said she always carries a sanitizer and a wipe. Okay. So when an elderly person that she can't really say much carries a child or does anything, immediately she's collecting her child, she's sanitizing, she's watching the child closely, so she's sanitizing, wiping the child's hand, or the one she can't, she'll give you wipes. We will say, she'll just bring it out and give it to you, clean your hand first. But apart from that, I think just ask God for grace to give you wisdom on how to handle it, because there are some certain people that come, like your mother's friends, all these iyamis.
Thank you, you understand.
So now, the honest truth is that, for me, my mother-in-law, or the person that my husband looks up to as his mom, I know she's a very neat person, everything. So when I have someone like her around, she can talk to all those elderly people. She can talk to them and say, go and wash your hand before, so I won't have to do the talking. Do you understand?
Yes.
So she can help me to set boundary. And this doesn't mean I'm not assertive. Like you said, we're in Africa.
Yes.
Some people will take it as insulting, but I know that there are certain times that you have to be assertive and stand your ground. It is your child.
Yes.
So a situation happened with me. I went out to buy groceries and I went with my husband and my baby. So my husband was carrying my baby, and then one of the store attendants saw my baby, like, fine girl. She wanted to carry. My husband just did like this. I felt bad for her. I felt embarrassed for her. I was like, why did you do that? He said, is she paying me my salary?
God. My God, protect your own child.
I know that was harsh, but it's the truth. And some people won't learn until they have an embarrassing situation
like that.
Why would you see a child that you don't know and just want to carry the child? Do you understand? God forgive me, but I don't think I knew this until I had come in contact with mothers having children, and even when it was almost time for me to have my child, I didn't know that. So I don't blame them. One day you will learn. For me, in fact, my own lesson was kind of embarrassing. So, yes.
Tell us, please. Tell us.
I was abroad, and then I was in one of these stores. So I saw a nice baby, white baby, and I wanted to carry her, and the mom she ignored me.
Oh my God.
My sister was like, this was years back. I think I was in secondary school, and my sister was like, Yusuf, how would you know the baby? So I wasn't offended. It taught me a lesson. Yes. So a lot of the times when you have this kind of lesson, they're embarrassing, but they'll teach you a lesson. Do you understand? So you just have to allow your ego to
just drop it somewhere first.
Just drop it and learn the lesson and move on. So those are the things I usually do. as you go up in motherhood, you tend to start having some form of mouth and authority. Do you understand? Nobody can come say, oh, and respectfully tell them, sorry, I don't like it. I don't want you to do this to my baby.
Yes.
You stand your ground.
I'm not comfortable with it.
Yeah, I'm not comfortable with it. Sorry, I don't mean to upset you, but this is what I want for my child. It's your child. They've had their own children. They've practiced with their own children. Do you understand? I feel like parents also, grandparents, please just try and allow your child do what they want with their child, as long as it's not endangering the life of the child. You have your own opportunity. I don't want you to don't try not to dictate, and sometimes control. Let them have their own experience. Let them experience life by themselves. Yeah, so I think that's what I would advise people.
Aww, thank you. Okay, so today has been this entire experience has been amazing. The discussion has been beautiful, and I would say I've learned a lot just having conversation with you. I mean, how many weeks ago did I born? But you've been on the street longer than me. Senior colleague, that's what my husband called. So it's really amazing having you on the show. It's amazing, and thank you for taking out this time. Thank you for opening up to us. Thank you for sharing your experiences with us so we can learn from it. So, and we've come to the end, our maiden edition podcast. We've come to the end of it. So I hope you learned one or two things from this, and subsequently we'll be uploading more content regarding pregnancy, postpartum, motherhood, and everything surrounding this. So feel free to follow us on our social media platforms, and as well as subscribe to our YouTube channels. So thank you.